This is beach volleyball. We are back with the SWATCH World Tour. We're back in North America and Canada. This is the city of Québec. FIVB Beach Volleyball, the SWATCH World Tour, makes a triumphant return to North America this week. The Francophone region of Quebec has played the role of host quite wonderfully, and what has been a popular event with the players involved is already become etched in the memory of at least one team. But which one will it be? You join us as we're about to find out with the final of the 2011 Jeep Open. Well, it's played under wonderful conditions too. 24 degrees Celsius, I can tell you. It feels about 29 degrees down there in the sand. Such an effect the presence of these near 5,000 people in centre court here today is having upon the cauldron in which this final is bubbling up to boiling point before we begin. Rogers-Dalhausser, Olympic champions, former world champions, not been in the most consistent of form over the last couple of months. Disappointing world championships and injury to Big Phil, but it's Todd the Professor Rogers, 37 years of age, who's looking to guide them home this week. Phil Dalhausser is now 31. I mentioned he's not at his best. They haven't had a win since Shanghai, and this is their first final since the month of May in Prague. Third place last week. And of course, looking to better that with a gold here in Quebec. So they'll be wearing blue. In red today will be their opponents, Fuerbringer-Lucena of the United States. In the meantime, the referees are being presented. I can tell you that in charge will be Darryl Friesen and Vitor Oliveira of Canada and Brazil, respectively. So there's Nick Lucena, 31 years of age, 1.80 meter. Defended excellently yesterday, spiking home with real clean success on many an occasion in the semi-final that himself and Matt Fuerbringer bossed against Jake Gibb and Schoen Rosenthal, a team that's already picked up the bronze medal here, and it will be a clean sweep of the USA on the podium. So there is Darryl Friesen, the man we told you about in charge. And Vitor Oliveira is our second referee from Brazil. So caps on, it's to work for the referees. The crowd, as you can see, taking their seats, making sure, after a quick brief interlude between the women's and men's gold medal matches, that they're ready to meet the players. We certainly are up here in the commentary box, and we know you are at home. This promises to be one of the most exciting finals we've seen in quite a number of weeks. All USA affair. Normally, they're big three-set bouts. Todd Rogers has played a few of those throughout his career. Todd Rogers from Santa Barbara, California. Phil Dalhausser, now an All-American, but born in Baden, Switzerland. Resides in Ventura, California. The thin beast, they call him. 2 meters, 6 centimeters tall. And one of the top blockers in the world, if not the very best. So these guys know what they're up against. On their day, destructive. On the day, for Lucena and Fuerbringer, they're not bad themselves. Nick Lucena, originally from Fort Lauderdale in Florida, now resident in Santa Barbara, California. 6th season on tour. It's his 29th tournament, his 18th with his present partner. Well, in those 18 tournaments together, 37-year-old Matt Fuerbringer has really developed and continued to cement his reputation as one of the top blockers in the game. He's a flamboyant character. He's yet to achieve a gold medal. He's been second twice, once last year against the very same pairing of Rogers and Dalhausser with his present partner. That final came in Klagen for Austria. Here we are in North America. Here we are in Canada. The handshake. Here's the prelude to the start of this gold medal match. Rogers-Dalhausser won the toss. They've asked Nick Lucena to serve first. Fuerbringer and Nick in red. The Professor, the thin beast in blue. It is Nick Lucena from left to right to get us underway. First target of serve is Todd Rogers. Hits him up against Fuerbringer. Was asking an awful lot of Matt Fuerbringer to get that. He's got big legs, huge stride. We need quite a few of those strides and fairly quickly to make that one. Side out brings Rogers to serve. Fuerbringer sets up, Lucena on the hit. Lovely arrowed cross-court spike. Only the second meeting between these two teams this season. This was back in Shanghai, and Dalhausser and Rogers picked up the win. Fuerbringer now serving, but his present partner has never ever beaten the former world champions and current Olympic champions. 4-0 on the head-to-head. And as Rogers brings out his cut shot. 2-1.
Alors jusqu'à présent, ça a été les 4 rencontres l'une contre l'autre ont été gagnées par Dalhausser et par Rogers, mais dans ces rencontres très serrées, l'une d'entre elles en vaut 17-15 en 3 manches.
First look at the Big Phil serve. On his day, he's pretty unplayable. Lucena. There's Dalhausser with his first block of the day. Not enough to win the point outright, but he'll set him up again for the spike. And it's an early 2-point lead. Here we go again. Lucena able to claw that one back up, did well. Was it a set up for him again? Big Phil wasn't going to fail. Still got that left ankle bandaged up. It's been troubling him since just before the World Championships. Makes his block. He's pointed to the line, saying it's in. Line judge says it's out. Darryl Friesen and his refereeing team. The opinion that counts, remember. Still wants to look at it here. Would have been told to get on with it by the refereeing team.
Oh, Kathy's right there. The line moved after. We need to go. You saw it clearly, Phil. Let's go.
There's the advice. You saw it clearly. Come on. Let's get on with it. I'm sure you will echo that at home. Rogers, delicate touch. He's a big frame. There's Matt Fuerbringer. Rogers and Dalhausser already got the better in their American derby this week against Gibb and Rosenthal. One of the matches of the week on the lights here the other day. As that one is nicely poked onto the line. It is reduced to 2. Oh, Matt Fuerbringer wants a bit more support. They don't want to shy away from any attention. Great thing about watching this team, they really do enjoy it. Like to play with smiles on their faces. Fuerbringer and Lucena, much in contrast to the serious, methodical approach of Rogers and Dalhausser. And to suck the life out of the teams, to mope about a bit. But it's successful. Remember, they had the most successful ever season, I should say, on the Swatch Tour history last year. Record number of victories. Plenty of time given to Fuerbringer to attack. But there's the first big block that makes a difference for Dalhausser. 6-3. And already plenty of work to do for Lucena and Fuerbringer. Whoever wins today, they'll be the first US team to win an FIVB event in Canada. None had even got to the final before this 2011 event. And as Dalhausser shoves it into the net. That's continuing on that theme. They have 3 teams in a male Final Four for the first time since 1991 in Rio de Janeiro. in a momentous tournament for the Americans in the male draw. Rogers. Here's Fuerbringer up for Lucena, who hammers it down onto the opposite side of the court. Suddenly from 3, the gap's back to 1. Plenty of fight shown here early doors.
6-5 blue, Lucena.
Kirby reaching high, Rogers failing with a cut. And it's that sort of inconsistency that's crept into their play over the last couple of months. Third in Moscow, second in Stade, fifth in Stavanger, ninth at the World Championship, despite being seeded first. Top seeds for this tournament, though, Rogers-Dalhausser, as Lucena looks to hammer home. Rogers denies him. This point to go in front again. Pushes it nicely towards the line. Plenty of space to aim at. Goes long, testing Lucena deep. Good reception though, allowed him to set up the spike nicely. And that is textbook stuff. Really nicely done by Lucena especially. Reception, giving it to Fuerbringer just in front of the net. Nice, easy set. And it was swung home beautifully.
Fuerbringer.
7 points each now. Dalhausser for Rogers. It's long. Point off the Fuerbringer serve. Over in 2, they do that so many times, this American team. Using well, and to the advantage, the height of Big Phil. First reception, he feels he can take it on 2, and he does. 8 points each with Dalhausser to serve. Good serve as well. Lucena rescues it. But Dalhausser disappointed. Made his position, got the touch. He limps away. Ready to ponder. Again. He just made the reception. Lucena set it up nicely for Furby to hint down. That's long though.
Oui, les services en puissance, vous avez un avantage extraordinaire, parce que si vous avez une mauvaise réception.
Dalhausser, third touch, this has to go. Rogers is there, Lucena with a reaction. Furby couldn't make the pass. Here we go again. Dalhausser hanging nicely. There's the set for Lucena to hit. Cross court. Rogers responds. Might just sag in. Lucena making the jump, or drifting back towards off the touch of Fuerbringer.
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez faire? Vous avancez les dents en avant? Pas vraiment.
10-10. Last point before they go to a technical timeout. Pushes it long. Tried that serve a couple of times yesterday, did Furby, to good effect against both Gibb and Rosenthal. As it's pushed long by Lucena. 11-10. Rogers and Dalhausser are not quite at the races. Fuerbringer and Lucena pushing them well. have a sit down. Brief escape of the heat, but really has been building at the whole court. 12th time in history that the FIVB has seen an all-American gold medal match. Doesn't often too often. Because many of the big European and many of the Brazilian teams have decided to keep this week as a free week in Europe. With this tournament sandwiched between two Grand Slams on the European continent. Poland and Staria Blanki is coming up this week. Then we go to Klagenfurt, Åland in Finland, then Morocco and Thailand, following The Hague in the Netherlands. And Thailand will see the closure of the season. The 2011 Swatch World Tour. Quebec doing wonderfully in its first event this week. Here we go, second half of this first set. Fuerbringer will serve. Nicely down the middle. Rogers and Dalhausser finding the right response to side out straight away. Had a real fight for the bronze medal last week. Had to go to 3 sets. Just about edging away the Chinese. Put them on the podium in Moscow. We wanted to stand atop here in Canada though. Lucena and Fuerbringer have other ideas though. Nicely taken down by Lucena. To hit down the line towards Dalhausser. Oh, well done. Brilliant stuff by Lucena. One of the stars of the show this week, lowering his roll shot right into the corner. How do you picture Fuerbringer's pointing towards his partner? There's the superstar. The crowd agreeing. Look at this. Brilliant defense. Really took the sting out of that. And applying a very classy finish to it down the line. 2 points to lead. Big difficult moments this for Phil and Todd. They got themselves into a bit of a hole after that serve. But the thin beast pulling them out of it. Rogers for Fuerbringer. Lucena, again there's the roll shot. Well, rarely do you see Phil Dalhausser beaten so regularly with the roll. Just not able to stand up to Lucena today. As we watch Fuerbringer ready to serve, Rogers just giving his partner a pep talk. Perhaps noticing that fact. Saying you need to get closer to it. Fuerbringer going long. Rogers takes down. Puts him up, but it's firmly with the block. 15-12 now. Rogers-Dalhausser have work to do just to stay in this first set. Now, is this revenge? Remember the final last year in Klagenfurt. That went straight sets. 53 minutes. It was a well-contested game. They were never with a sniff of the set, they're really there. They still have a 2-point cushion here then. Concentration as Fuerbringer waits. He knows that he's the target of the service here. Lucena responding well to their advances. And it's serving to Fuerbringer where they have a bit of luck. Dalhausser getting the better of the other big man. Look at this rise, putting the wall over it. Serving. Well, Dalhausser in the game. But there were 3 points down. What a way to claw it back. And it's forced Lucena and Fuerbringer into think about how things are going. No panic from Rogers and Dalhausser when they were 3 down. Just carry on, really showing their class and experience. Furby and Nick need to think about how to eke out another lead. The Dalhausser power serve, always very, very, very rarely is able to not make the difference. There he did again. He's in the game now. Who's beaten the block. These two have been in fine form though this week. Unbeaten. Both teams today unbeaten before their match. Dalhausser and Rogers having to play one match less though, winning by forfeit against Hayden and Sean Scott for the United States. Fuerbringer-Lucena in the meantime beat the second seed from Germany, Edmund and Matisik, who've been in excellent form in the last few tournaments. Dalhausser again, it's a strong serve. This time it's brilliant defensive stuff by Furby. Tries to finish it off and finds it. That's the way to come back after a timeout. He's trying to stay pumped as well. Thought it was his serve there. In the end it will be Nick Lucena to take the ball. Rogers to take down. Set up by him, goes long, and the roll shot over the rainbow and picking up that pot of gold. Point they needed to make as well. Any sort of lead at this stage, and it's almost good night for the set. 16 points apiece. Very high set, really putting Fuerbringer into a perfect position with which to hammer home. Lovely setting by Lucena. There's that push so long in towards Rogers. Come on, Nick's the call. Over in two and swatted home. There's the lead we were talking about. 2 points in as again. Rogers and Dalhausser came back at them last time, but there's not much to play with here. Brilliant stuff by Lucena before Fuerbringer reacted instinctively to swat it down for 18-16. Quite happy serving to Rogers here. Rogers responds with a cut. But they're never ones for great body language, Rogers and Dalhausser. Today, they look even more negative than usual. Just against the ropes a bit. It hasn't gone to plan this season. All about those qualifying points for the Olympics. Going again next year and finding their top form, I think. There's another evidence of that.
Lucena prend service, les rouges en avance, 19-17, red.
This time it's Lucena who pushes it short into Rogers. Looking to pin him up against the big frame of Fuerbringer. Pass long. Dalhausser looks to set up Rogers. Furby's there. Rogers succeeds when no mistake was allowed. It's getting to the point there where they need to win a point off serve. Side out here for Lucena and Fuerbringer will bring up a set point chance. Bump in towards Lucena. His chance to swing home. Rogers is there though. This to draw level. Fuerbringer says no. And in the end, despite them scrapping for it all over the sand, it is set point to Fuerbringer and Lucena. Well, they've raced ahead a couple of times. Rogers-Dalhausser able to gallop back up side by side. There's a 2-point lead and a set point here, though. And in an attempt to halt the advance towards the set, Rogers and Dalhausser still had one call to play, and they've played it. That is the timeout. So a moment's pause, reflection. And of course the tactical discussion to go with it, albeit brief.
On est tous debout, on les applaudit de l'élite, faites bien ça. Une fois extraordinaire, vous êtes. Vous êtes dingues.
Un autre match sera diffusé aux 4 coins du monde.
So has it worked? Have they put the blockers on the Fuerbs and nicked momentum? Rogers, Fuerbringer blocking in his own half. So set point chance now on is saved. Now Friesen looks on. They now know that they can side out to take the lead though. Dalhausser could really do with one of his specials here. Here a pin drop as he goes to serve. It's a good serve as well, but Fuerby sets up for Lucena, who goes wide off the line. A golden opportunity is missed. 2 set points saved. Great use of the timeout, it has to be said, by the Olympic champions. They're back level. Good resistance shown in this match from them, despite not clearly being at the best. They've given away another set point though. Good banter between the players at the net. Fuerbringer and Dalhausser exchanging words, but all of it very good natured. Lucena to serve in towards Rogers. He now rises as there's a peel off. Fuerbringer wanted Lucena to chase after that one. Set point number 3 saved. When this happens, sometimes get the opposition side able to push it through. Just make the other team regret the fact that they haven't taken their chances. They've had them, particularly the roll from Lucena. It's gone short again. It is Lucena. Now here's the chance to perhaps squeeze in front. Rogers rises. Denied by Lucena. Pressure back on the other foot. Still going here though. Dalhausser. Lucena with a heroic dive. This time it's passed by Fuerbringer. Rogers' chance. It had to come from somewhere. Something had to give. It's given for a first set point chance for the Olympic champions. Applause all round for crowd, players and just about everybody involved. An exhibition of excellent beach volley moves. One of the points of the week without doubt. And as they'd say around here, incroyable. Lucena is denied. What a way to turn it round. 3 set points saved, 3 times denied. Rogers and Dalhausser have all the experience in the world. Somehow they've managed to take that first set, 23-21. They're there, they have the lead. They will be very confident now going into set 2. Disappointment palpable. It's not what we want. Says Fuerby. Certainly not what they want. They had umpteen chances to take that set. That point will be played out and played out again. The super rally we saw at the end. The one that brought up the set point chance for Rogers and Dalhausser really changed the momentum. Lucena and Fuerbringer did play the pot, though. They bossed it for the majority of it. But of course, it's all about winning the right points at the right moments. Dalhausser and Rogers have just kept steady. Really haven't panicked. It's the time that they took when faced with a set point that brought it up. A huge block at the right time gave them the set.
I slapped that one around. He rocked if I picked it up.
Well, no time for inquests. They need to forget what's gone and focus upon winning this second set if they're to force a third. Remember, we went to 3 sets of the women's gold medal match. If you didn't catch it, check your listings for highlights wherever you're watching around the world. It was Brazil versus Brazil. It was a real war of attrition between both the Salgado sisters, who just missed out on gold, and Antonelli and Talita taking the top spot for the first time in 2011. Set 2 to begin. Lucena, denied by Dalhausser, and it is the champs who take the first point. Point off serve as well from Rogers. Big moments of concentration coming up for Fuerbringer and Lucena. The disappointment can get to you sometimes, especially having bossed the first set. Rogers now pulling out a top piece of defending. Looks to try and finish it off, but Fuerby's there to apply. Big, strong block. And just imposing himself and saying, look, Tim, you're still in a match here. Lucena, first serve of the second set. Rolled right onto the line. Super stuff from Rogers.
Oh oui, à l'extérieur. Et je dis ça, les bons yeux, les mieux que les bons bras. C'est 2 partout. Fuerbringer.
Fuerbringer disappointing. Disappointing this huge crowd and what's been a festival of beach volleyball all week long. Locals delighted to be able to experience this. And all the matches on centre court, well, they've been enthralling, certainly in the Final Four. We've been treated to one of the most exciting Final Fours in recent weeks. Lucena carrying quite clearly, always going to be given against Fuerbringer. Perhaps surprised there for many people as it took so long. It was a late call, but it in his hands for quite a bit too long there. Fuerby wants to get on with it. Summons his partner back. He was arguing on his behalf. Doesn't take too much to get Nick Lucena wound up and into a referee's argument. Part of what keeps him ticking as a player, though. Great enthusiasm for the game. And great quality, too. Beautifully played cut shot. He's one of the world's and the best defenders in the history of the game, leaving with the face full of sand. Dalhausser looking for the roll, and that is perfect positioning. Absolutely perfect. And they have the early lead this time. 2 points, of course. Very often you see them concede a lead as well. Worryingly for Fuerbringer and Lucena. Let's see what the Reds can come up with. And again, it's cut nicely. Playing that to perfection at the minute. Fuerbringer into Rogers. Dalhausser with a high set. FIVB reaching. They're getting nowhere near the ball. Rogers executing to perfection. Classy cut stuff. So just dropped in front of Lucena. It's going to pit him up against Dalhausser again. And well, you ask a question of somebody, if you want an emphatic response, just replay that point again. Here we go, absolutely amazing. Fired down like an arrow beyond the block, striking the line with real power. Cut was the call. Fuerbringer heard that, went to the right. In the end, it was a quick change of mind by Rogers, who went down the centre. Easy enough for him to pick up the point. Rogers will go. Wait right. As Dalhausser fired that one down. Lucena digging out well. Here is Dalhausser off the block of Fuerbringer. Lucena not able to get that. 8-5. And a wonderfully strong serve by Dalhausser, really forcing FIVB and Lucena into trouble there. It was a longish rally, but the serve really put them on the back foot from the off. Dalhausser trying to do the same again. Oh, well, getting lucky. He apologises, but again, I can assure you won't mean it. 9-5, you can hear the laughs of the crowd. I think the French announcer saying something along those lines. French-speaking announcer, of course. This is the francophone region of Québec, French-speaking region of Canada. Dalhausser to serve. This time, he's given the punishment that the serve deserved. In the net last time, but it just squeezed over. This was 100% net ball. Fuerbringer trying to draw the energy of the crowd as he looks to serve. They need a comeback here. Thinks about going over in two wide. Didn't think about it too long, did he? Powered it onto the other side. 10-6. Thank you very much. Rogers will drop it again. Lucena's read those well all day long. And he responds with a nice roll shot. Big point for the confidence of the challenging 7th-seeded team. 18 events together. They've only conceded the one set this week. That was to the German team in the 3rd round. Until this match, of course, losing the first to the Olympic champions and losing the second by 4 points. I'm afraid at this present moment, there's only one way the gold medal's going. And that's to those boys in blue. Plenty of time to change things, though. Dalhausser down the middle. The husband and wife serve causes a bit of problems. And it made that finish to the move all that bit more difficult. Whose is it? Well, it's both of us. In the end, the recover, make the pass, but it allowed Dalhausser to set himself well. 5 points now the gap. Timeout taken by Fuerbringer-Lucena, quite obviously. These two quite happy to keep going. They're putting their foot down, piling on the pressure. It's as though the pressure cooker's about to explode. These two need to try and release the valve again. In the meantime, you see the crowd still enjoying themselves. All the volunteers busy at work, raking away the sand. Those sand wells can get rather nasty if you're stuck in one trying to block at the net. A very important part of the maintenance of the court here. Well, if you haven't been tuning in to the matches before today, you might not know there's nearly 5,000 people here on this centre court. There's been a beach party all week long too. The main area of the street cordoned off this weekend, filled in with sand. It was like being in the Caribbean. Weather to accompany it too. And that's continued into the final day. Dalhausser and Rogers, a set and 5 points up in the second. Good serving again. Fuerby doing brilliantly well to scoop it up. Looks for his finish. Brings out the power spike. Trying to harness all the energy that comes with that. Cranked up the meter too high for Dalhausser to respond. Rogers down the line. Over in two. Rogers with his fantastically innovative response. There he is again. This time then, there was a touch on the net from Dalhausser. That lead has been cut down to 3 points. It was 5. There's still work to do. Rogers, after having a brief chat with Darryl Friesen in the chair, will trudge off for the technical timeout. When he comes back, she'll be happy if he still looks up at the scoreboard. These two will be happier. Of course, they know they need to pull off something special here.
Don't make a massive adjustment though. If we do, I'll never get that either. From 2 feet off.
Todd Rogers there, we heard, just asking for a little change in the setting. Phil Dalhausser. Just perhaps giving him more of a chance up against the Fuerbringer block. Three down here. Fuerby to serve. In towards Rogers. There is that setting. Slightly further behind the net and it works. Good tactical judgment from Rogers and Dalhausser.
Ah oui, le plan précieux, c'est comme un ordinateur sur deux tables. Il analyse tout, prépare, c'est lui l'entraîneur de l'équipe.
Restores their 4-point lead. Said they've never lost to their opponents today. Certainly not in international beach volleyball. Nice response. They need to side out at least here. That's the first step to clawing something back. They need to follow that up with points off serve, though, is the hard part of playing beach volleyball. Nice. Very, very nice. Straight down the middle and both players diving. Quick fire response as well. There was the set. Once more, slightly behind the net. A couple of feet off, I think, which was what Dalhausser was saying. Service is nicely picked up by Fuerbringer, giving himself a chance on the swing. But he's hit long, despite claiming the fact there might have been a fingertip touch. 15-10 now. Starting to look a little ominous, I'm afraid, as far as fans of Fuerbringer-Lucena are concerned. Rogers and Dalhausser. You'd expect them to drive this home from here. Lucena with a set. Very close to the net, up towards Dalhausser. A little too close to the net, because it means that Fuerbringer was there to commit the infringement. Reaching out and touching the net on the way down. Also got a question about the contact as well. 6 spots the lead. Just 5 away from victory. But Fuerbringer-Lucena will take that. First step to gaining back some points. It's a side out. It's a gift wrap one as well. Fuerbringer down the line of Rogers. Here he goes. Hammering down. Started to look a bit like a formality. It's a technical timeout. They really have powered on. Full steam ahead then for the Rogers-Dalhausser juggernaut. That's slowly getting back into action after that poor month of June. Fuerbringer, that's a nice forceful reply. Just injects a bit of momentum back into their play. Fans enjoying this. They would love to see a comeback here in the third set. Just look against the odds. Some stranger things happen there in this sport. Now, Dalhausser, on average, does get pulled up once or twice for a poor setting in a match. There's the carry. Gap's been reduced to 4. This time the setting's better. Sets up Rogers. Oh dear. Well, Fuerbringer resting on his laurels there. He'd thought he had the point won. A look around there, and all the credit for Dalhausser for digging that one up out of nowhere. Here we go, look at that. And there's the finish. How did they make that? One of the points of the week. Not the way to follow it up though. They're only 3 away from victory. Keep your head. There's the self-help talk there. Fuerbringer. Again, the target's Rogers. Peels off. Lucena's down. There's a chance. Good setting. Looks for the hit home. It's got a bit of the aid of the net. The gap now is back to 3. Well, is there mileage in this one yet? Let's hope so, because it has been enthralling right the way through. We'll bring it to Rogers. Jousting away. Dalhausser needs to make it. Rogers looking for the finish. It's a second joust. It's a second win in succession. Rogers and Dalhausser. Well, they're not happy with each other. Where did it go wrong there? There's the second one. A look across at his partner. Displayed anger more than anything. Unfortunately, that was quite predictable. I think you knew that just as Fuerbringer was about to serve, Rogers would call time out there, just to extract the longest delay possible out of it. Bit of gamesmanship, we see it performed quite often. Now then, what a performance from these guys though. Even if they end up on the losing side here, they're always good money. Very good value for money.
They saw it on that line.
Solid on the lines, the chat from Lucena. Meantime, there isn't much being said here. 5-point lead at one stage. Actually, make it 6. It was 16-10. 18-16. And there's a bit of a game on here. Crowd appreciating it. Just as you'd expect them to. Whatever happens here, the gold is going to the USA. But are we going to have another fight for that gold in a decider? We're about to find out. Rogers just dashes those hopes of the crowd of a third and final set. 2 away from a win now. Perfect way just to calm and quiet things down. Make Lucena and Fuerbringer think, well, no matter how far they come back, it's not going to be enough. Rogers with the serve. Lucena the target. Looks to hit now on the angle and does so. Well, all they can do is keep trying, and they have to keep siding out. Failure to side out now would result the next time around in the match being lost. Lucena serve into Rogers. And well, that is a turn up for the books. Now there's no timeout to go to for Rogers and Dalhausser. Furby's block brings them to within 1. Lucena, they need another point off serve here. Rogers will go again. It's time Fuerbringer's beaten. Lucena tries his best to finish it. There he is! And quite magically, from 6 points down, this is one of the comebacks of the season on the SWATCH World Tour. They're now level at 19 apiece. Stunning scenes in the men's gold medal match in Quebec. Fuerbringer contributing with his blocks. Lucena solid in defence. Rogers sides out, finally. It's going to be a match point chance. But whatever happens on this next point, there can be no shortage of appreciation for the comeback and the fighting qualities that Fuerbringer and Lucena have shown in this second set. Dalhausser will attempt to serve for the match and the championship at the Quebec Open. Lucena receives. Chance for him to deny them. But there, just as it was at the end of set 1, is Dalhausser to build the wall when it mattered. No chance of huffing and puffing and blowing it down, because it's the Olympic champions who stand tall, unmoved, and pick up a gold medal here in Canada. They're the first ever United States team to do that on this Canadian soil. It was tight, it was tense, it was exciting all the way. 23-21, 21-19. They're back to winning ways for the first time since Shanghai. Well, they walk off very satisfied. Fuerbringer and Lucena can also be extremely pleased with their afternoon's work too. Rogers with a punch of the air. Okay, we're waiting to hear from them. Before we do so, let's see how it was won again. We saw the first set end in almost identical fashion. A chance to deny Rogers and Dalhausser. In the end, though, it was Dalhausser who put the roof over the spike and who won the match in straight sets for the United States of America. So the victory hug. The crowd, of course, most of them will be doing their best to hang around for the presentation. Of course, at home, we're hoping you're going to hang around to get some words from the champions. It's been a long, long time coming. I'm sure, again, they will be delighted with making it. Well, it's almost time to go down to Jeff Brill. I can tell you he is with Phil Dalhausser and Todd Rogers.
Congratulations. Always a tight game between your countrymen. What made a difference for you today?
I think Phil's blocking was really good today, especially at the end of the match. I mean, he made some critical blocks that really made the difference, and that was able to put us over the top.
Great. Phil, first time in Quebec, great crowd. what do you think of the organisation and generally the crowd itself?
It was probably one of the best first-time tournaments I've ever been to, if not the best. The crowds were loud and packed the whole time. People are super friendly here. The venue is awesome. You know, I have no complaints, basically.
Great. So we hope to see you back next year.
Absolutely.
Great. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
Super.
Absolutely delighted then, the United States of America, as they pick up their first ever gold medal on Canadian soil. The supporters will have been delighted with what happened there. And we've been delighted with what's happened all week here at the Quebec Open. Thank you for joining us wherever you've been watching from around the world. I've been Rob Hatch, from me and the rest of the team. We hope to see you next week. We'll be in Poland. It's back to Grand Sleason and Storia Blanca.